Which player should you target for your fantasy football team before the NFL trade deadline? If you've been following me, you know that I'm in the business of giving you the pickups before everyone else rushes to the waiver wire to get them. This is part of what's allowed me to win 36% of all the fantasy football leagues I've been in the last 20 plus years. And Super Tuesday, November 4th is a big day for America. This isn't a video analyzing Zohran Mamdani's bench press or if gerrymandering is good when the good guys do it. No, Tuesday is the NFL trade deadline and I want to help you win your fantasy football league. That's why I'm making daily videos for that effect. I'm going to start by talking about the guy most likely to get dealt, in my opinion, who will actually have an impact on his new team and his former team. That's Jakobimeyers. He has said repeatedly that he wants to be traded from this team. He's a solid starting receiver that a few teams in the NFL definitely could use. Most likely destinations seem to be the Pittsburgh Steelers, the New England Patriots, or the Buffalo Bills. And for each of these teams, he probably gets a slight value boost, but still, I don't think he's a confident wide receiver you start outside of maybe a wide receiver 3. But here's what's more interesting about this situation that I don't see a lot of experts talking about. It's Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, for some reason, is a consensus number 5 overall tight end right now, according to experts. I have him much higher. You can see where I rank all these players at my site, fansports.com. Just updated the rankings last night. The reason I have Bowers higher is in part because of the Jakobimeyers trade rumors. He would be the clear alpha receiver in this Raiders offense. This is a team with a bad defense, meaning it's good for passing volume. And Bowers was in a tier of his own at tight end for me, having had the best tight end season as a rookie last year, as well as probable reason that he would be even better his sophomore year. And fully practiced this week. Looks like he's finally healthy from his MCL sprain. So now would be a great time to snag him from an owner who's probably frustrated having owned him the whole year. Deep league stashes, you could look at Dante Thornton Jr. or Jack Betch. I think Jack Betch is more the replacement for Jakobimeyers based on his slot role in Oakland. Now I want to talk about Breece Hall and New York Jets. I honestly don't expect Breece Hall to be traded. I don't think teams are going to give up enough to get an elite running back like this. Jets still have him for an extra year in 2026 on contract. If you want to stash Isaiah Davis, I'm not mad at you about that. Not a bad idea. Another situation that hasn't been talked about enough, in my opinion, is David Njoku on the Browns. His contract expires this year. The Browns get nothing out of keeping him, and he's basically the second tight end now with the emergence of Harold Fannin Jr. If or when David Njoku is dealt, this is a win-win for both players on the Browns. I have Harold Fannin Jr. ranked much higher than most experts, just about any of them, since preseason even, because I like the talent as basically a wide receiver and a tight end build. And without Njoku, he's the clear alpha in this offense. It's going to mean a slight uptick in volume and fantasy production. But let's not sleep on David Njoku. He's shown over the last couple seasons he can be an elite tight end in the right offense when he gets peppered with targets. If we see him go to the Rams or some other tight end needy team, then we're going to see a big boost in his production. I think he could get an upgrade as well. If he's on waivers, not the worst stash. I don't expect Jalen Waddle to be traded. Has a long-term contract. Jerome Ford, a sneaky deep league stash, but I don't expect him to start wherever he goes. Don't expect Chris Olave to be traded, but I do think Rashid Shaheed could get an upgrade if he goes to Buffalo potentially. Shaheed's contract ends this season, whereas Olave is signed through 2026. Also consider the fact that whichever one gets traded is going to give a boost to the other one who stays in New Orleans in that high volume passing attack. Just be wary of Saints receivers getting a volume downgrade wherever they go. Seems to be mostly defensive players on the move this deadline, but you never know. There's always one or two surprises. So stay alert. Hope you guys found this helpful. Check out fansports.com to see more of my player rankings. I appreciate all you spending a few valuable minutes of your day with me here. Stay learning. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.